Search for the Stoic morning routine, and you will be handed cold showers, a journal with prompts, and an alarm set for 5. There is a real one. It survives in 3 ancient books. It takes about 4 minutes, and almost all of it happens before you are out of bed. It is also stranger than the modern version, and considerably less flattering. 6 practices, each one read from the text it actually comes from, in public domain translations, with the passage on screen so you can check me. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. 3 men, 3 very different lives, and a routine that agrees with itself more than you would expect. One thing to say first. The modern Stoic morning is a productivity stack. It is built to make the day yield more. The ancient one is not. Every practice in these 6 is aimed at what you will be like when the day gets to you. That is a different goal, and it explains why none of them involve waking up earlier. Practice 1. Give the getting up a reason. In the morning when thou risest unwillingly, let this thought be present. I am rising to the work of a human being. Why then am I dissatisfied if I am going to do the things for which I exist? The first thing worth noticing is that the Emperor of Rome did not want to get up. He writes this to himself, and later in the same passage he argues back. But this is more pleasant. The practice is not discipline. It is supplying a reason at the exact moment the reason has gone missing. And it is a small reason, deliberately. Not your purpose, not your potential. The work of a human being. He then lists the plants, the birds, the ants, the spiders, and the bees, all of them already at it. Practice 2. Draw the line before the day does. Of things some are in our power, and others are not. In our power are opinion, movement towards a thing, desire, aversion. Not in our power are the body, property, reputation, offices. This is the first sentence of the Enchiridion, which means handbook, and it is first for a reason. Everything else in Stoicism is downstream of it. Read the second list again, though, because it is more radical than people expect. Not your reputation, not your body, not your job. Epictetus had been a slave, and he is not speaking loosely. The morning use is simple. Take whatever is already sitting on your chest and ask which list it belongs to. Most mornings, the honest answer moves the weight, not the problem. Practice 3. Rehearse the friction, not the outcome. If you are going to bathe, place before yourself what happens in the bath. Some splashing the water, others pushing against one another, others abusing one another, and some stealing. And thus, with more safety, you will undertake the matter. Note what he chooses. Not a battle, not exile. A trip to the public baths, which for a Roman was the most ordinary errand there was. And the rehearsal is not of the outcome. He does not picture a wonderful bath or a ruined one. He pictures the specific irritations in order and walks in expecting them. The reason he gives is the useful part. If any hindrance to bathing shall happen, let this thought be ready. It was not this only that I intended. The bath was never the whole plan. That is why the crowded pool cannot spoil it. Halfway. And it is worth stopping to see what these 6 have in common, because it is not what the modern version is selling. Not one of them makes the day more productive. Every one of them prepares you for the day going badly. That is the whole design. 3 more. Practice 4. Name the people you will actually meet. Begin the morning by saying to thyself, I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial. All these things happen to them by reason of their ignorance of what is good and evil. This is the most famous morning passage in Stoicism, and it is routinely quoted as though it were contempt for other people. Read the second sentence, and it collapses. He is not saying they are bad, he is saying they are mistaken, which is a completely different diagnosis and leads somewhere else. And he keeps going. He calls the wrongdoer akin to me, and says we are made for cooperation, like the two rows of teeth. The point of naming them in advance is not to brace against them. It is so that when one of them appears at 11 in the morning, you have already stopped being surprised. Practice 5. Give the day one instruction. Every moment, think steadily to do what thou hast in hand with perfect and simple dignity, and feeling of affection, and freedom, and justice, and to give thyself relief from all other thoughts. Modern morning routines set intentions in the plural. This sets one, and it is about manner rather than output. Not what you will get done, how the thing in your hands will be done. And then the phrase that turns it into a practice. Give thyself relief from all other thoughts. He is describing the single task in front of him as a form of rest. The line right after is the famous one, about doing every act as if it were the last. It reads as morbid on its own. In place, it is just the reason the manner matters. Practice 6. The evening review that makes the morning work. What bad habit of yours have you cured today? What vice have you checked? In what respect are you better? The last practice is not in the morning, and that is the point. Seneca reports these 3 questions as the nightly habit of his teacher Sextius, and then describes his own version, which is one of the most human paragraphs in ancient philosophy. When the lamp is taken out of my sight, and my wife, who knows my habit, has ceased to talk, I pass the whole day in review before myself. And he is gentle with what he finds. I pardon you this time. See that you never do that any more. Without the evening, the morning has nothing to correct. This is where tomorrow's routine actually gets written. 6 practices. Give the getting up a reason. Sort what is yours from what is not. Rehearse the friction. Name the people. Give the day one instruction about manner. And review it honestly at night. None of it requires an app, a cold shower, or a 5 a.m. alarm, and none of it makes any promise about your output. What it changes is who is there when the day goes wrong. Every passage is in the description with its citation and translator, so you can read them where they sit. If this was worth your quiet, stay a while. There is one idea here every day.